Kasturi, can we start, ma?
Yeah, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Shall I start, ma'am?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Audible,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, we can start, Kasturi. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Let us start this session with a silent prayer. Thank you all. We are all gathering here for the most interesting talk on My Story motivational session by a successful innovator organized by Institution Innovation Council of DKM College for Women. Success is no accident, it is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. First of all, I am extremely overwhelmed to get this opportunity to host this program. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. A. Amaldauli Ma'am, IIC President, Head of the Department of History, to welcome the gathering.
Yes. Thank you, Kasturi. Good afternoon to everyone who are present here. First, I would like to thank all the staff and the students who have joined here through online, YouTube, and through offline mode also for this motivational talk. I'm grateful to propose the welcome address for this motivational session on my topic, Successful Innovator. We have Dr. P.N. Sudha ma'am among us, who is not new. The world renowned two-person scientist ma'am is here. Ma'am has done a lot of research, which is very useful to the society. So it is with the help of it is due to the motivation of Sudha ma'am, the Institution Innovation Council of our college. It started in the year 2018 and it is functioning successfully till now. In the year 2021, we got 3 star. It is all due to the motivation of Sudha ma'am, who is here among us. I'm very happy to welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of our college management, principal staff, and the students. I welcome you, ma'am, for this today's session. My story, a successful innovator. And it's my pleasure to welcome our college secretary, Mr. D. Maninathan, sir, and our college president, Dr. T. Shivakumar, sir, for their constant support and encouragement. And I also welcome our principal, ma'am, for this session. And I welcome the IIC team members, and I also welcome the teaching and the non-teaching staff members who have joined here for this motivational session. Once again, I welcome each and everyone for this session. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Today's
you.
chief guest doesn't require an introduction as she is a well recognized person in our institution. She is known for her wonderful administration and high achievements of this institution she is in charge of. We are so honored to have her as the chief guest of this wonderful session. Now I invite Dr. Arna Devi, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, to introduce our today's chief guest, Dr. P.N. Sudha ma'am, former principal, DKM College for Women.
Good afternoon to all. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today, who is going to talk to us about the motivational speech. This is a subject in which we should all be deeply interested because it is by knowing as a woman we will ensure ourselves, and she going to create awareness about innovation and give motivation to students by sharing his journey of startup. This session was organized under the aegis of MHRD IIC on the topic of My Story Motivational Session by a Successful Innovator. Today, our chief guest, Dr. B.N. Sudha ma'am, Director, DKM College Center for Research. We proudly say our speaker is a world's top 2% scientist. She has been listed among the top 2% of the most influential scientists in the world in chemistry on a study conducted at Stanford University based on the Scopus databases. She got interested in the field of biopolymers for environmental and biomedical applications. She has completed her PhD at Madras University on 2005. She She has a member in more number of scientific societies like Fellow of Academy of Sciences, Chennai Fellow of International Congress of Chemistry, and Environmental Fellow and National Environmentalist Association. She has published 264 research articles and 30 book chapters with H-index 35, I-10 index 92 and Google Scholar citation 4188. She has guided 31 PhD scholars and acted as a reviewer in more number of journals with good impact factor. She has completed few major and minor research projects under TNSCST, DST and UGC. She has spent his entire career in our college as a successful professor, scholar and principal. She has stronger and have more willpower. She going along the way handling all hurdles and hardships and burdens, managing, governing, controlling and applying all the skills she have. On behalf of everyone, we feel lucky to have you at our seminar, ma'am. I hope today many students will be able to seek a very big guidance from your thoughts. Once again, I welcome you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Varna ma'am. Without
Thank you, ma'am.
taking much more time, now I invite guest of honor, Dr. P.N. Sudha ma'am, former principal, Deacon College Foreman, Vellore, to motivate our participants by sharing a successful story with us. The session is hand over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, all of you. I am very happy
Good
that
afternoon.
I am connecting with my teachers and also my research scholars, PG students once again through this seminar. There is a little problem in my laptop. I'll join soon with my presentation. Before that, I just want to talk to you, my dear students, and also teachers, that innovation is not a new thing. Day from our, that is very long ago, that is from the inception of mankind itself, innovation was part of our life. So starting from how we used leaves for our as a clothing, and how we invented fire through stones. All these are innovations. All these are some findings that are made by people. So it is there in our blood. Whenever need arises, it will come out. So usually what is said is innovation is actually wherever there is a crisis, there will be always innovations. So during various problems, that is the natural calamities, you would have seen many people who are using various amenities for their survival. So whenever there is a crisis, whenever there is a need, there will be a new innovation that is brought forth through which we survive. So before that, talking about innovation, if you want to be an innovator, everybody is an innovator. So at home we do a lot of things where new ideas are created. In our workplace, as a teacher, all teachers are not teaching the same. All teachers are not teaching in the same manner. Each one will be having their own way of teaching, and they will show their innovations through various ways. So like that, innovation is there in our blood. But what we have to do is we have to channelize the ideas, the passion that is with us, and bring this innovation as a remarkable one, achievable one, a useful one for all mankind. And then you make it, that is, you have to commercialize. So this is where most of us say you commercialize or you register as your intellectual property right, this innovation, and then you commercialize it and you earn money. Now the government of India is very much for innovation ecosystem. They want all institutions, specifically even schools and also colleges, to act as innovation ecosystems and tap the innovative ideas that are there among the students and make them work out and bring out as a product. So we are fortunate that we are in an era where innovation is appreciated.
Good afternoon, all of you. Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. ரெண்டு விண்டோவா தெரியும். சரி. So, dear friends, my dear students, great day to you. I am very happy to be with you. Hope you would have listened what I told you earlier. So, as individuals, as a human being, we are all are innovators. And we need not say that innovation is a different terminology. It is a very big terminology and it is so difficult. It is a very easy one, what we are doing day to day. Even during our cooking, you could have seen that we are doing lot of innovations. So like that only, innovation is there within us. So innovation can be said that it is something new. Either it can be an idea, it can be a process or a device. So scientifically speaking, it can be an idea. That is, you can have a different idea which nobody would have thought of, and it should be a workable idea. If it is there, it can be called as an innovation. Or a process, a new process, which is used for, which can be useful for public. Okay. In the same way, it can be, you could have made a device, a product, which again can be useful for everybody. So innovation is something that is new. It can be an idea, it can be a process, or it can be a device that can improve our life. So for being an innovator, you should have some passion for something. So true creativity. So innovation is nothing but it is a creation of new thing. So true creativity is impossible without some measure of passion. Whoever is having passion will have 100% capacity for doing some innovation, either in the form of idea, process, or device. You must be realizing that the flight what we are flying today, it is such a sophisticated one. And during the year 1903, on the day 17th December, the Wright brothers, they invented the plane. They claimed that they invented the plane which lifted off during the first powered flight at Kitty Hawk. This is again called as the Kitty Hawk flight in North Carolina. So in the 19th century itself, this flight was brought out. We can see in 1900 how the flight was, and in 1902 how it was improvised with new ideas. In 1901 it was not that very, it is not having that very facilities. And in 1903 you can see the flight that was flown by the Wright brothers. And the first flight that was flown by the Wright brothers, actually it flew up to 852 feet height. 852 feet distance. That much distance only it flew. With a height only 14 feet. They tried that on the same day 4 times. And the longest period for which this flight flew was just 59 seconds, less than 1 minute. So this is how this invention started. But even before that, this previous type of flight, it is not the first one. Actually, before that, in 1874 itself, Felix du Temple, he actually designed one flight, but it was not able to fly properly. It is not powered also. Next, so many flights were invented by many people. One among them is Avian 2 in 1897. Then SKL airship in 1902. In between that, so many other flights were invented. So people were using their innovative ideas and they wanted to fly in the air like the birds. So for which they need some propulsive, that is propulsion is necessary, and also the weight should be properly taken away by the flight. So all these characteristics should be there for a flight. So people were researching and they were working on this type of work. So this is how innovation is brought out. Now you can see this is the flight uh, that was invented by
Excuse me, ma'am.
us. Yes, yes.
One slide move agla, ma'am.
Slide move agleya.
Yes, ma'am. First slide la irukku, ma'am.
Is it visible?
No,
Visible?
ma'am. First slide la irukku, ma'am. Move agla, ma'am.
It is visible for some people. Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes,
Visible?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let me start from the beginning. Sorry again. Innovation is something new. That is either it can be an idea, it is a process or a device that can improve our life. It can improve our life, human life, or even animal life. Okay. So for this innovation, we need creativity, and that creativity needs little bit of passion. So unless you have a passion, you cannot innovate anything. So that is the lesson we have to learn first. Next, about the Wright brothers. We know, and also we claims that Wright brothers are the ones who actually invented the flight. So directly they haven't invented the flight, but they also started with a small equipment. And you can see the various devices. In 1900 it was like this, in 1901 it was like this, in 1902 it was like this, and in 1903 this was the final flight that was invented by the Wright brothers. And this flight was able to move to the distance of about 852 feet, and it can flew up height to the height of 14 feet, and it flew for a maximum period of 59 seconds only. And before that itself, many people, many scientists, many inventors, many innovators, they tried preparing, or they tried manufacturing, or they not manufacturing, they tried designing various types of flights. One in 1874, it was like this. In the Avian 2, in 1897, it was like this. And the SKL airship was like this. And in between that, so many other flights were also designed by different people in different countries. So the flight, what we are enjoying now, the flight trip, what we are enjoying now is because of the work and the hard work and the research that were done by so many people from so many countries for hundreds of years together. So once it was like this, which has come to this level now, now the shape and size of the flights also are being designed in different manner for the people to enjoy their flight travel. So, like that, in each and every point of our life, innovation has a place. Now, you can take the case of the spoon or the containers, where which we use for using even for drinking porridge and all. Initially, it was made up of leaf. Even now, in villages, if you go, even we are using this type of leaves in our houses when we go to our native. So after that came the areca leaf containers, which are again biodegradable. Then craft paper soup bowls were brought in. You must be knowing more about this than me. This is one type, that is polystyrene container, which is not good for health, and also which is not good for the environment also. Melamine container, it is good, but again, the disposable problem is there. Disposable polymeric containers, so many polycarbonate, polyethylene, and polypropylene, so many types of polymeric containers are there, which are disposable, which again are creating problem to the environment. And there are some other types of packing materials like the edible protein pack, which can be which we can take as a food. Like in the case of cone ice creams, where the cone, which is made up of cellulose and carbohydrate, that we consume. Like that, this edible protein pack also can be consumed. So all these are nothing but the innovations that are brought out by many people, and from a small thing, again by means of research, they bring about very big things which are useful to our life, which actually enriches our life, our lifestyle. Likewise, in agriculture, if you see, the previous type of agriculture is deteriorating because of the lack of manpower. So it is very difficult. All people, all farmers, they say that manpower is very difficult for us to earn. So because of which we go for machineries. So there are so many machines that are being used. You must be aware of that. In your fields also, you must be using them. And I am just giving two just to show how it has improved, like the one which is a solar powered pest control system for small agricultural fields, where a machine is used for that is sprinkling the pest control agent, and the machine is being operated through solar power. So here, two different types of innovations are there in practice. Again, the crop sensors, usually without knowing how much amount of the fertilizers are necessary for a particular plant, the farmers will be utilizing large amount of fertilizers, thinking that more fertilizers will give us more produce, but that is not the case. So due to research, people have found out that there are some crop sensors which can aid the efficient application of fertilizers, maximizing the absorption. So whatever fertilizer is which are applied to the plants, that should be absorbed. Otherwise, it will become a waste, and it will also deteriorate our environment. It will be discharged into the groundwater. So to avoid that, sensors are now in vogue. They are used in order to aid the efficient application of fertilizers. Like that, we can say there are n number of innovations and aids that are brought in for improving the agriculturalists or farmers' life or their work. So, like that, in each and every field, there are so many ways in which innovations are helpful. So, we can say research and innovation, these are inseparable. For any innovation, we need to do some research. Any research will lead to some innovation. So, always we should be having that research mind, the aptitude for research, which will give us a scope for some new innovation, which will be of use to the mankind. And coming to my story, as I told you, I started my career in 1987, and for about 10 to 15 years, more than 10 years, I was just teaching. But there was always in my mind that I should do something extra. Teaching is always there. I used to teach my students and make them ready for their examinations, and wherever possible, I used to even have them as a mentor, and guided them for their welfare in their life also. But apart from that, there was always an urge within me that I should do something extra. During our time, it is very difficult for us to get admission into PhD. There were no PhD guides in chemistry for chemistry in Vellore, and it is very difficult for us also to go to other places to pursue PhD because we are working. In spite of that, I searched Madras University, I searched my college, Madras Christian College, for getting guide. Finally, I was able to get a guide, a women guide in Uris College itself, in the zoology department, and I got a co-guide in the chemistry department of Madras University. Now, if you see, My research was an interdisciplinary. So I did research in zoology and chemistry, which helped me to improve my knowledge in biology also. And this knowledge in biology helped me a lot in doing my researches. And I took tannery effluent as a major major problem for my research, where I want to do some remedial measures for my research problem. So during my venture to collect the tannery effluent, I was able to see this leather shavings. You know, in Ranipet industrial area, there are thousands of tanneries that were there during my research period. That is in 2001, 2, etc. And when I was going around to get soil samples and water samples for my research, I was able to see this heap of leather shavings. Now, these leather shavings are nothing but the left outs, the cuttings after the leather has been used, taken for some use. That is, as a bag, it can be used as a bag or as a blouse, or it can be used as a belt, like that. For making such materials, the leather will be cut and these waste will be then thrown out. Now, this is again a very big problem because these leather, the hides and skins of goat and sheep, they are actually tanned using chrome, that is chromium. You know, chromium is I don't know whether everybody knows about it. Chromium is a highly toxic metal, and this can cause cancer very easily. And while I was going around that village, I was able to see a house where these chicks. This photo was taken in the year 2002. These chicks were eating some poultry feed, some chicken feed, which was marketed. It was not natural one, marketed one. So I had some intuition within me, and I asked the people from where they are getting their poultry feed. They said that these leather shavings, and what for these leather shavings are used, how they are these are cleared. They said they are selling it to the animal feed manufacturers. And I was able to see 2 to 3 animal feed manufacturing industries in the Ranipet industrial area itself. And doing some stunts and other things, I was able to find out that this leather shavings are boiled and directly they are mixed with corn flour, and they are used as, they are made in the form of pellets, and they are used for chicken as their poultry feed. There is nothing wrong in using this leather shaving as a poultry feed. The only problem is the chromium that is present there. So this actually brought me or gave an intuition for an idea. Is this leather shaving good for health? Good for health for this chicken, and further in the bioaccumulation and biomagnification, the food chain, actually we eat this chicken and it can enter into our body also. So I wanted to do some research. This was not my PhD work. This was an extra work, and I wanted to do some research work for on this. And I tried using this, that is analyzing this poultry feed, analyzing the chicken, and also I wanted to find out how much amount of chromium is accumulated in the poultry feed and also in the chicken, the various parts of chicken, like the whole flesh and also in the liver. And my work was actually published in some newspapers and in a popular program that time in Vijay TV called Ippadik Rose. Your mothers would have seen that program. And there I wanted to report and record that the chicken, what we are eating, is not safe. Apart from the antibiotics that are given to the chicken, this feed also has the chromium contamination, which has much problem, and continuous continuous feeding of this chicken by the children, by the human beings, will cause cancer. And this was taken as I actually published a paper, Are We Eating Chrome Chicken, in a international journal. And I reported that the leather waste has 105 chromium, 105 ppm of chromium, where the poultry feed has 50, where the chicken, in the liver part of chicken, it is 103. You can see how much, how high it is. Actually, the permissible limit is only 0.5 ppm. So it was 103 in the liver. We always think that liver is very good for health, and we'll eat lot of liver, and we give it to children also. And in the whole body, it was 40 ppm. So the results actually alarmed me, and I applied for a project in Tamil Nadu State Council for Research and for Science and Technology, and I was awarded with a small amount like 1.1 lakh, and I did some research on that, on how to remove this chromium from the poultry feed, not from poultry feed, from the leather shavings, because that is the source. So I was able to achieve around 99% of this chromium. 100% removal was not possible by me. And after that, further research was conducted by few people, and now the poultry feed manufacturers are happy that they are saved and their business is going on very well. Recently, also, I received a message from a poultry feed manufacturer who is from Meerut. Who was working, actually, he has an industry in Delhi and also in Meerut. And he used to come down to Vellore to meet me to find out the ways by which this can be removed. And recently, I received a message from him saying that I'm getting good reply from my colleagues. Your your solution has helped me a lot in my business, and replies from your side also were on time and also when needed. God knows your value in my life, how much respect in my heart I have. Thank you so much for all your support. So this is what a researcher actually wishes to get. So I'm happy that my research has helped an industry to come out of their very grave problem. And I always say that waste is always a wealth. Like that, these leather shavings, which are considered as waste, can be used as a very good protein source, as a wealth, and it is being used even now as a poultry feed in the manufacturing of poultry feed. My another thing is I am working on a material called as chitosan. You can Google chitosan. Any student, any teacher of any faculty, any subject can go through this chitosan, and actually this is a nature's marvelous gift to mankind. It is only God who helped me to find out this material somehow, and I traveled a lot to know more about chitosan and the works that are being carried out by various people in this. And now I am a life member in Chitin Chitosan Society, a South Asian Chitin Chitosan Society. This material is actually it is obtained from crab shell. So I am not preparing as a chemistry graduate. I am not preparing anything chemically. I go for natural material and I want to extract something from the natural material. And this chitosan can be modified in various forms like powder, flakes, beads, films, fibers in the form of sponge in hollow fibers. You'll be wondering, you'll be actually surprising to know that this chitosan we are using daily in our life. The diapers, what children are using, even the adults who are using, has some amount of chitosan into it. Actually, it is made up of cellulose fiber only, but this chitosan has a very good antimicrobial property. So, for preventing the user from antimicrobial, that is microbial attack from bacterial infection, this chitosan is highly useful. Like that, it is there in many things. Even you can use that chitosan raw powder in the form of tooth powder. Okay, so it is safe. It can be used. It can mix with blood, and it will not create any problem because it is highly biocompatible, and it is good for health. And even if this sponge can be used in the wounds, you can make it. You can just press it over the wound and see that the blood gets clotted and the bleeding stops. And also, it is an antimicrobial agent, and also it is a healing agent, and also it is an agent which can help for the growth of new cells and new tissues. So for the wound healing, wound curing process, this chitosan is highly useful. So this is the wonder material with which myself and my students are working. And we are doing lot of work by modifying this chitosan into various materials by various chemical methods, and use ultimately we use this material, the modified materials, for two purposes. One is for environmental applications and another one is for biomedical applications. Mainly in environmental applications for the removal of metals. You know, any metal taken in larger amount is a carcinogenic one, which will create cancer. So for removing the metals from water, because we know water is highly polluted with various metals, so this material can be used, the modified chitosan materials can be used for removing the metal from water and making it in the reusable form. The same way, this chitosan we have prepared in the nano form. Because always we say that any material in the nano form will be highly efficient. So we convert that in the nano form and we prepare in the form of blends, and we prepare in the form of beads, and these beads also. So we can play with this chitosan. You can see this is a film. This film can be transparent if it is just chitosan. Now we have with this, along with this, sodium alginate and also methyl cellulose. So this is not transparent now. If it is just chitosan, it will be highly transparent. And again, there are so many other that is ways by which it can be modified. These are, you can see this is like a filter paper. So we can prepare materials like filter papers. That filter that is filter can be as membrane, can be used for the removal of heavy metals, for the filtration of water, not only heavy metals. And if it is prepared in the form of nanofiltration membranes or reverse osmosis membrane, it can be used even for the removal of bacterial contamination from water. And I can proudly say that I started my career as a research career with an instrument which is worth just 2000 rupees. The management of this college has helped me with a separate room, and also I was encouraged by so many people that I was able to get so many projects. And now the worth of the various projects is more than 1 crore. So we have brought so many instruments to this college, and all these instruments are now in the usable form. As PG students, you must be having projects, particularly science students, you will be having projects. I request all of you to utilize all the instruments that are available in our college for your research, and most of them will be given free of cost, and we want you to just work for it, and we want you to come out of it. All these things, they are just because there was some fire within me which made me to work for it. Actually, during my PhD period, there was no internet. There was a system, computer was there, but internet was not there. I had to search for some internet cyber cafe and get my literature from that, go to another center, take printouts, and everything will be in the hard form, not in the soft form. Now you have all facilities within you, using which you can do wonders. You have the college also is having Institution Innovation Council, National Innovation Startup Policy. All these encourages you to do some skill-oriented programs, do some innovations, utilize the facilities that are available within the college, utilize the knowledge that is available within the college for your improvement. You can do some innovation, separate rooms will be given to you if you prove that you can do something good, and you will be mentored by some other people who will also be helping you to come out with uh, good output. Because of their experience they can do that. And the ecosystem is so very conducive that you can venture anything within the institution itself. And everybody is now in a mood that something has to be created, innovated within the college, that the student should be benefited out of it. This is another thing, that is reusable nano mask. During COVID period, we know the importance of mask and how we were going around to get mask. At one point of time, we were not getting enough number of masks also. And during mask preparing methods, that time itself, there were so many innovations that were brought out by many people initially. And after a period of 2-3 months only, we started getting masks in the uh, that is in the as a consumer thing in the market. So in the mask preparation itself, because now onwards, mask is going to be a mandatory thing. So whenever there is some problem, we'll be naturally using this mask. So even for making this mask, so many innovations are being done by many people. And one among them is what I told you is that chitosan material, that film that was prepared using chitosan, that is actually having an antibacterial property, antimicrobial property, antiviral property. So it can be inserted between two non-woven materials like some cloths, and that can be used as a reusable mask. So this is again an innovation that was brought out, and we also were able to prepare some membranes for using it in the mask in our lab. So this is worldwidely done, and many people, many scientists in various labs, they have prepared various masks using various types of materials. We used chitosan as a material. So based on all these experiments and all these, that is the innovations and also the research that has been done, finally, after many years, I can say after 20 years of my research, I received recognition saying that I am listed in the world's top 2% scientists. And that was that was given 3 times up to now. That is in the year 2019. I was listed, and you can see Dhanapaki Krishnasamy Mudaliar College for Women in India is there. It is listed. So I am proud that more than my name, my college name is listed in the top 2% scientist list. In the same way, and the rank was 1,28,017. In the year 2020, again, the Dhanapaki Krishnasamy Mudaliar College has been listed again, and the rank was 1,24,000 and odd. Now in the year 2021, again our college is listed. Now the rank is 94,838. You can see all the other members. They belong to various countries like China, USA, Japan, Brazil, France, etc. In all the cases, it is the same. But there are so many scientists from India also they have got, and in Vellore we can say VIT and also CMC doctors, they have received this appreciation, this citation. So BKM College is now listed in this list because of the continuous hard work of some person. This is possible by everyone. Each and every student who is having passion can achieve to any height if that passion is brought into action by means of focused and consistent activities. So we have to do something in our life. Life is only one, and we should prove that we are worth for it. God has God's creation is worth, and that is what I feel proud at the that's actually, I am retired, but at this point of time I am proud that I have done something out of what is available within my surroundings. With that, I have done something to the society. One particular thing I want to emphasize here is intellectual property rights. For any innovator, for any researcher, knowledge on intellectual property rights is highly necessary because it is your idea, it is your research, it is your product, it is your process. So it should not be actually mishandled, or it should not be taken away by somebody else. The actual credit should not go to somebody else. The problem has occurred even for Wright brothers. Before Wright brothers, so many people have invented this invention. Finally, somehow Wright brothers were spotted, and their names only are being spoken by many people even till today. But we have forgotten so many other people who helped this because they have not documented properly. The same problem I also have done. During my research period, I just wanted to achieve something, but I never thought about that is, we have published a paper and we have claimed that it is our work, but never we thought about patent. So recently, from the last few years only, knowledge on patent, knowledge on IPR, intellectual property rights, is brought into our that is to our view, and we started now to enlist everything in the patent form, either the publication of patent and granting of patent, about which you will be listening to another lecture uh, after this. So you please think about intellectual property rights whenever you create something, you innovate something. It is your idea, so it is your right. You should own that idea. So for that, intellectual property right is very much necessary. So as I stand before you, I can say that you all can be a successful innovator, come entrepreneur. Because any entrepreneurship, any individual job that you wish to proceed, will be having some innovation before that. So you would have innovated something and you would have come to you wanted to become an entrepreneur. So for becoming a successful innovator come entrepreneur, you should be highly passionate. You should love your work. And you should be very curious. What is happening around you? You should be updated. During my start of research, I used to tell my students, always keep your eyes and ears open. So those times we are having only papers, newspapers, we were having only some informations which are printed one. So you keep and some people, some during conferences and all, some people will be speaking. So that's all. That is the way of getting knowledge for us. So I used to tell them, always have your eyes and ears open. But now it is not the case. It is there with in your palm, in your hand as a mobile, through which you can learn many things. So always be very curious in learning new things. For any doubt, you search for Google. People may say that Google is spoiling people, but actually I will say it is highly helpful to anybody who is in the remote area also. And you be busy planning and working on it. So whenever you are having some passion to do something, some new innovation, you should plan and you should be working on it. And be very bold also. Don't have doubts about you. You be very bold. Whenever necessary, you get the help of some mentor and increase your self confidence. And initially, be very open to all ideas. And you find out which is suitable to you and then focus in one field afterwards. And after focusing on it, you be very conscious about what is happening in that particular field. And once you be conscious and you read about it, you work on it, you plan about it, you'll become a master. So you should always be a master in the field of your work. And once you achieve something, you be thankful to all people who help you. So this is what is lacking nowadays. ஏரிய ஏனியை எதிர்த்து அது வந்து தள்ளி விடுறதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, ஏரியாவுடன் தள்ளி விடுறது. So that attitude is I am able to see in so many people. Always be thankful to God and also to all people who help you to come up. So be thankful and also you respect people. After all, after the that is the invention of the flight by the Wright brothers, they are no more now. Their names are there, of course. They are no more now. That is what is going to happen for us also. So our names will be always told, but at the same time, it should be mentioned as he is or she is a successful innovator and a good human being. Above everything, you should also be a good human being. That is the advice I want to tell you. Once you become successful, don't forget the people who helped you to become so much big. So you have a very good, as I told you, you have a very good ecosystem for innovation here in DKM College. So I want all my young children to open up and let's be motivated. And there are so many, we are conducting so many programs through IIC for motivation. Last year, there were 6 startups. I think it is continuing now. So whenever you feel that you want to do something, you think saying that I can and I will. So let us all gear up, Becamians. I want all of you to become successful entrepreneurs because we know that government cannot give job to everyone. Even private sectors cannot give job to everyone. Instead of working under somebody, it is always good that you give job to many people. So even now I have the thirst to do something new of my own, not working under somebody. I want to do my own thing even at this age of 60. So I request all my dear students to get motivated for finding out new things. And this will also help you to come out of so many distractions you face during this age. And by the time you come to my age, you would have even received some Nobel Prize. So if you are starting your career now, you can even achieve Nobel Prize. You can even achieve Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan. Everything is possible for you. So I request my dear children to do something when you are living in this life, in this world, and make DKM College proud. So wherever you go, you please think about DKM College, which helped you to come up to this high level in your life. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
I think
Thank you.
it had helped you. It was useful.
Ma'am, I think so. Most of the students would have got motivated, and myself, I am motivated by your speech, and really, we'll prove that is your a mentor, and we'll do a lot of research, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
so much. And I just want
Thank you, ma'am.
to tell you one more thing that I always welcome new ideas from students and teachers. So whenever you have some doubt, whenever you have some place where you are held up without able to move further, you can contact me at any time, and whatever possible from my side, I'll help you. Because I think my experience in this, because in each and every point of time, I had tough time with many people, but I was able to be successful because of the willpower I had and the support I got from my family and from my college. So that support and motivation and clarification, whichever is necessary for you, I am ready to give, and I am always there for your service. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your extraordinary motivation, ma'am. We have learned so many things from you. That it is an honor to have such a hard-working person like you join us. Only a few people can touch our hearts so deeply, yet so gently. You are among the few. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Kritika ma'am, Assistant Professor of Zoology, to deliver vote of thanks.
Good evening, one and all connected here. I'm very glad to be here to express my vote of thanks on behalf of DKMC IIC team. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed Chief Guest, Dr. P.N. Sudha ma'am, former Principal, Director, DKM CFRI, for being with us. Your thoughts have truly inspired us, ma'am. We have gained much knowledge through your speech. Your speech really motivating us for doing research in our future, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I take this opportunity to express my hearty thanks to the management and principal for their continuous support in organizing this program. I also extend my thanks to Dr. Amritavalli ma'am, IIC President, for her support and guidance in organizing this program. I thank everyone in the IIC team for extending their willingness to undertake various responsibility for making this event a grand success. My special thanks to all the head of the departments of uh, various staff members of various departments for their encouragement and support. I also thank all the non-teaching staff members for their support. I thank all the participants who have joined through online and offline mode for your patience listening. I'm sure that you will be benefited by this program. Thank you, one and all.